Hello everyone. Today, let's try a use case of using Excel in UiPath. The use case involves identifying non-numeric values in a column and highlighting them in a red. That's the use case. To achieve this, we have to use Excel application scope. Before we heading into the studio, first let's quickly review in the spreadsheet we will be working on today. Okay, let me open the spreadsheet and see the data. Here there are two columns named name and mobile. You know, here we need to focus on mobile column as it contains the phone number like numeric values. But here look, there are you know look there are few rows or not a numeric. It has a mixed value with strings and numbers, string and numbers. So by using UiPath, we are going to identifying them and highlighting them in red. Okay, so now let's close the spreadsheet and let me create a new process named Excel data validation. Okay, create. We'll wait for a few seconds. Okay, now let's take a main.xaml, and as I mentioned, we should use Excel application scope. The reason why we should use Excel application scope, because it opens a workbook and provides a scope for all Excel activities. I'll search the Excel application scope. I'll search the name for Excel application scope in the search box. Here, look here. We'll focus on classic. Under Excel category, there are multiple activities are available. All of them should be used within this Excel application scope. Let me drag this Excel application scope into the designer panel and select the file for which we want to perform the data validation. Let me select the file. Now we need to do some we need to iterate the values, right? For that, first we need to read the values from the spreadsheet. To achieve that, we should use a read range activity. Okay, read range activity. So this activity reads the value in this spreadsheet and convert them into data table. So we have to create a variable for output, right? So I'll just name it as dt read. Obviously, like the created variable data type would be a data table, since this activity will give the output as data table. Now we have got the data table. We need to iterate the value, right? For that, let's use for each row in data table. Simply just mention the data table variable name, and in the body section, first I'll try to print the respective column values are appearing or not. To achieve this, let me use a write line activity and then copy the current row of 1.toString. This should print the mobile column values. Okay, let me click run file. It's done. Let's see the output panel. See, it has given the expected output, like it prints the mobile column values. Now, our intention is to identify whether the values are numeric or non-numeric. Right. To achieve this, we should use, we can try a big integer dot try pass method. It can be used to determine the given input is, uh, you know, uh, the given input is an integer or not. So we are going to use the big integer dot try pass to eventually the output will be a boolean value. For that, let me use assign activity, and then I'll create one variable. Since as I mentioned, it big integer dot try pass method will give the boolean value, right? So we need to we have to change the variable type to boolean for this variable, and then we should enter that. We should write the expression for that. So big integer dot try pass. I'll just copy this thing, comma. I think so system dot yes, we have to import the namespace called system.numeric ICS. Then coming here, the expression to check it, big integer dot try pass, and then input value, and then I don't need any output parameter for this method, so I just mention nothing. Save, and just copy paste the right line activity to print this boolean value. Where let's quickly check that value gives the respective output or not. Respective output in the sense, if it is a numeric, it will show, it will print true. If it is not a numeric, it will print false. Let's quickly check that. Let's see the output. See, it's a numeric true, it's not a numeric false, and it's not a numeric false, it's a numeric true. Now we are able to identify the non-numeric values by using this method, right? Our next intention is highlighting them in red. To achieve that, we have to simply use a if condition, and then to make the text appear in red color, right? So for that, we should use a set range color activity. First, let me use a if condition. So the expression is boolean result equal to false. If it is false, then set range color. This activity This activity changes the color of a specified cell or specified the range of cell using a color variable. So now let me show you how to use it. The range, first we need to identify the range, right? We don't know which range is that. For that, what I'll do, I'll create a one variable which holds the column cell name, right? Okay. I'll just mention cell, and string is it's a B column. So I'll just mention B. Okay, so let me change the expression here. Current row dt dot rows index of before that first before that first try to print the current row of index, and then I'll show you how to highlight the non-numeric rows in red color. I'll show you that. First we'll try to print the index of the current row. Okay, we have got the index of the current row. What we can do now, see, if you look at this spreadsheet, the first value cell is B2, right? So I've created a variable named cell and the value is B. The current row index, first row of index is 0, right? So what we can, let me enable the activity. Here we have to set the range. That's what I'm trying to do. So here let me use one more assign activity to set the range. Cell value is B plus, let me open this, plus 1 plus, I'll just copy this, plus 1. So close the bracket, close the bracket, eventually toString. So the value will be 1. So eventually this expression will give B2 because index of first row will be 0. 0 plus 1 gives the result as 1, and cell is B. B plus 1 equal to B2. Since the value is going to iterate, so B2, B3, it will go B2, B3 like that. Before we make the changes, first let's check the values are coming properly or not, and then we'll proceed further. Okay, again let me disable this activity just for a while. Let me quickly run this. Okay, we have got the expected cell range. So let's apply that. Let me enable this activity. Maximize range is cell. When the Boolean result show is equal to false, then it will go to the set range color. So for the system dot drawing dot color dot, I'm going to highlight them in red color. And that's it. That's it. Let's quickly run this process. Let's see the result. Okay. Let me open the spreadsheet. See, it has perfectly highlighted them in red color for the non-numeric values. Our first use case is success. We have completed the first use case. So there are multiple ways to achieve this. This is one of the way. I hope this video will be helpful. We'll reconnect with the new cases or new topics. Thanks for watching. Wait for my next video and goodbye for now. Thank you.